Hey, Saduomo111. Thanks for following the channel on Kick. Thank you very much. Hey guys, what's up? What's going on? Another day, another stream. So, sure this is a line here. A bit more like that. But yeah, today we're going to be taking a look at, obviously we're going to be doing reacts. There's going to be some drama and maybe some gaming news. I know that there was an intergalactic leak. Hello, yeah. Okay. I know that there was an intergalactic leak on 4chan, so you can take that with a grain of salt. But those are classic. Those are great because, when people post them on 4chan, like they don't, there's like no strings attached. So it could be the most honest thing, or it could be like absolute BS. So we might be taking a look at a video about that, and there's gonna be some. I think we're gonna be looking at some of the continuing saga of like Idubz and Anissa, and maybe some of the Epstein stuff. Epstein. I always feel like saying Epstein. I don't know. I hear people say Epstein. I feel like it should be Epstein. But yeah, that's what we got for lined up for today. So, uh, get to it. And here we go. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, yeah. All right, we're good. So let's see here. So this is right. This is Pirate Software. This is a long video from Healthy Gamer GG. He is I believe he's a psychiatrist, or licensed psychiatrist, who is also a gamer, and he has podcasts with people that are part of the gaming community, and he'll talk about mental health, right, and things like that. So he had one with Pirate Software, which people feel is a bit it's a bit controversial because it feels like Dr. K is trying to help Pirate Software be a little bit more healthy about his approach to engaging with others, and just the way that he composes himself and the way that he thinks about, the way that he thinks about how he perceives people's reactions to his behavior in recent times. And Pirate Software just kind of seemingly, he's like a rock, he doesn't budge. So let's take a look at this. Let's see what this is about. No sound.
Driven by ego. The ego controls the emotion. The problem is that when we're operating from ego and when we're driven by ego, the ego controls the emotion and the logic. So we end up doing things that are not good for us. So we had a great interview maybe about a year and a half ago with someone who was like dealing with a lot of burnout. And this programmer was very successful. So they go home on Friday. They would work on the problem all weekend long. There's a team of developers. And then they come in on Monday morning with the solution. So instead of getting a weekend, they do the whole team's work over the course of the weekend. And then they come in burnt out on the weekend, but man, everyone is like, holy crap, this is great. Thank you for solving this problem. And they feel so good from that positive enforcement. It feels good to be the hero, but the hero is an aspect of my ego. So what happens when I operate from ego, I want to be something, is it causes us to make, generally speaking, unhealthy trades.
Yeah.
I don't want to disappoint my boss. I want my boss to love me. I want my boss to respect me. So I'm never going to set a boundary with them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The problem is that when we're operating from ego and when we're driven by ego, the ego controls.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, what he's saying is true, but I was hoping there'd be a bit more from Pirate Software here. So Thor, yeah, it really sucks when others have an ego problem. Unlike me, I'd immediately recognize that if that was the case. Yeah. So, okay. Away from that, and right, we took a look at this yesterday. So Hassan thinks he's a victim. I think we already took a look at that. When was this? A day ago. Here we go. So I did want to look at this video here by H3 Podcasts highlights. This is about the Creator Clash 3 shit show. this has been part of the Idubz saga, where basically Idub's whole creator world, his empire is just crumbling before him due to a I would say a series of decisions that have had catastrophic results. And one of those is the kind of crumbling of the Creator Clash uh, program that he had going on, where creators would go in and they would fight, and it would be kind of like, like this whole how they would train, and there would be like this big boxing match, and money would be delivered to charity, right? Like the idea was is that a big sum. I don't remember exactly what the percentage was, but a lot of it would be delivered to charity, and well, it hasn't gone well. The first one went really good. The second one, not so much. And the third one just was canceled ahead of time. So let's take a look at this and see what Ethan has to say about it. Everything's starting muted.
Great guy.
Not sure why that is.
Hundar, another fighter, and your first opponent, right? Great guy, super nice guy. He was on the show, actually.
Great guy.
He responded to the post that Creator Clash was canceled. He said, "My condolences to the fighters. I'm familiar with the disappointment of sacrificing your time and body." Oh, he's the second one.
He was in both of them.
Oh, he's in both.
He fought my cousin Myth second time.
I'm familiar with the disappointment of sacrificing your time and body for effectively nothing when you thought you were doing some good. Should have taken CC out back and put a mercy bullet in its brain after year 2. If this was how it was going to be run again. And by that, I definitely do.
Yeah, because, the Creator Clash 2, it ran into the issue where my understanding is that it didn't make money. And none of the money went to charity, which is kind of like the point, And so I think they took a loss on the program for Creator Clash 2. And so obviously with Creator Clash 3, they were thinking, and apparently part of it was too, is that, they saw how well Creator Clash 1 went, and they thought, well, Creator Clash 2 is going to be way better. So they scaled everything higher. And then of course, when things go the wrong way, the wrong direction, now all of a sudden you're in the red because you invested more money. And that's basically what happened. So then they tried again for Creator Clash 3, and they had to cancel it ahead of time. That's my understanding. So this is what he's responding when he says CC should have taken CC out back and put a mercy bullet in its brain after year 2. That's Creator Clash 2. Yeah.
Assuming the professional event company involved with the decision and not just the obvious suspects. That is definitely a shot taken at real good touring. Aaron Hansen of Game Grumps, who, by the way, I believe needs to be pressured into fully opening up about this. Because they are getting shit on big time, and either they're totally complicit or they need to explain how it's not their fault.
Is this about the...
Straight up.
Well, how does this not affect their business? Their touring company? I mean, do they do other big tours?
Owners.
Yeah.
I mean, but the point is they're doing other events in the future, correct?
I don't know.
Or they just did this.
I think that I don't know. I assume they just
did other stuff. They did other stuff, yeah.
So it's not a good look, if you don't address this.
No. Yeah, hell no. Well, the only way when they talked about it was like, we're taking over, guys. It's going to be a smooth sailing from here. And then 2 weeks, they're like, no, this shit's fucked.
Are they proud of themselves?
They didn't say that, at least. I don't think.
Maybe.
At least it will be a relief to stop getting angry about this. Jesus, man. Poor Hundar.
Yeah, man. Like, imagine freaking training for, 8 months, whatever the heck it was. And then spending all this money on these resources and getting like a personal trainer and all of that, even if the personal trainer was somehow covered by the Creator Clash 3 people, and maybe it's not covered now that they canceled it. Who knows? So much investment goes into this, and it turns out to be a fucking shit show. I mean, I'd be fucking pissed. the upside here, of course, is that, hey man, he got fit. so he's fitter now. So that's good.
About it from today, I believe. And once again, this is a fighter who was in 2 of them. My biceps do work. What was this in response to? Can we have your take on CC3 situation? Hope your arm works again. My bicep does work even if it looks mangled. Thanks. My take is that every time I look at it, I remember that the charity I was repping received no money, and that my year without the full use of my arm benefited no one, and that the same team had the gall to make CC3 even worse.
Wow. So it sounds like Hundar here got injured in one of the creator clashes, and his freaking arm got fucked. Like his bicep got injured. So he says my bicep does work even if it looks mangled. So apparently it's working fine, but it looks pretty fucked. And yeah, man. So you do all this sacrificing, right? And you put everything on the table and you try real hard for a program that's not even yours, right? But you wanna obviously you wanna bring your A game and you wanna make everything better, and then you get fucking this. I mean, I hope his arm heals up right or whatever, you know, because like, man. I mean, fuck. Imagine your arm getting fucked for Idubz at this point in time. I mean, I'd be pissed.
Is absolutely correct. These people had the balls after losing $250,000 to do it again.
Yeah, they lost
he is
250K.
So fucking on the money there.
Last on Creator Clash 2.
He is so on the money, Hundar. And this, by the way, this is a nice fucking dude. This isn't a dude who talks shit or speaks ill on anyone, not that I've seen.
Yeah, he's very nice. I always say, if I could lose to anyone, I was glad it was him. Dad, I wasn't so happy about, but God bless him.
Chris Raygun, who, by the way, is friends with Anissa, had this to say about the event.
Anissa's friend.
A former fighter, or what current, was he going to fight in this one?
I don't think he was fighting in this one, but he was at the charity event.
He was in the second one, I think. Sad but not surprising. My heart goes out to all the fighters. I know how much work it takes to train for this stuff. I especially know what a curveball in the 11th hour feels like. You all deserve better. It's a shame that something started so fun and promising turned out so sour.
Pretty much.
Considering you are arguably in the top 3 people fucked over by this event, I'm impressed you're still able to be so charitable. Chris said, the first event really was a special thing. I wouldn't have signed up for the second one if I didn't firmly believe that. The second one is when it started to fall apart, very poorly managed, and the third one is just a shit show.
And I believe he was Froggy Fresh's opponent, which is how he got fucked in the second one.
Oh, that's what that was?
Oh, yeah, and they made him fight someone who was like 5 inches taller.
Because like they
Right. Yeah, he had to fight William. Yeah, William took...
They kicked Froggy off of the tournament on like super short notice over some fucking bullshit. And then they like this dude, like Froggy and this dude are you know, they're shorter guys. They're below average height, right? And so it's hard to get somebody who is specifically your size, especially when it's, you know, maybe a little bit of a rarer height, and then just get that person in there on time, conditioned and ready for a fight. And guess what? That's pretty much what didn't happen. They couldn't get somebody. They couldn't get somebody on the to show up for the fight that was of that height. I think they were looking for somebody that's like 5'4" or so, or like 5'3", and instead they ended up getting somebody that's like 5'9". So it was a completely unfair fight, all because of some bullshit with Froggy. I mean, Froggy, it sounds to me like Froggy didn't even really do anything all that bad. They just kicked him out over fucking vibes.
Froggy's place.
I remember them being like, dude, mismatch boxing is so irresponsible. They have crazy matchups. It's dangerous. And then they put Chris Raygun, who's like 5'2". I don't know. I'm sorry if you're taller than that. 5'2" against someone who's like literally 6 inches taller and weighs like 100 pounds more.
What?
Yeah, no, it was insane. It was super fucked up. He had 0% chance of winning that. Not only that, but like it's embarrassing to lose, and it's not even his fault.
Yep.
You know?
All that time spent conditioning. All that investment.
So once again, Anissa, is this the chorus of incel ugly losers you were talking about? because it seems to be a lot of people, including fighters and people close to the event, that are agreeing. So when you say it's ugly incel losers, are you talking about Chris Raygun? Are you talking about Hundar? Are you talking about Freddie Wang? Are you talking about Harley? You know?
I bet she's not going to say
shit. Who are we
shit.
talking about here?
I bet she's not even going to bring
Oh, yeah, so Chris Raygun's 5'5", and he fought someone who was 5'10". That's crazy. Yeah, that was really fucked up.
I saw one fight where they made this this dad fight his son.
That's kind of awesome.
And he was wailing on him. Like, he was fucking his son up.
The dad was beating
his son? So sad. It was so sad.
It was.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't get more shit for that.
Oh, why
That's
is it
weird, dude. That's
Alana
fucking weird. So, like, the dad is set up to fight the son. And, like, I guess that wasn't even the intention originally. But they just turned out that way. And then the dad goes crazy on the son. Like, that's fucking strange. Like, I guess it's kind of funny, but it doesn't sound like it was.
Pierce, who appeared in the Creator Clash, is now under new ownership video with Aaron Hansen and Ethan Nestor.
Mm-hmm. And she's not an owner. She was just speaking as one of the fighters.
She was getting a lot of shit, so I think it's important to clarify that for her, because she's not involved at all. She was just trying to help them, it seems like.
I think she was just going to host, right? Like,
yeah, she was just, it's kind of, Aaron's like, you guys want to come take the brunt of this for me?
She's very...
Since people were asking, I've never had anything to do with any facet of the actual event or business. And this is Alana Pierce. Any facet of the actual event or business side of this I was in absolutely zero discussions about this stuff, had nothing to do with this decision, and definitely did not have any stake in this company. I don't know where that rumor came from. My involvement was really just trying to raise money for charity, which I am still doing. I'm tentatively hoping to put together some kind of fighting game as an actual boxing or MMA games event in lieu of Creator Clash 3 that can still serve to raise money for Stand Up to Cancer. I am not being paid for this in any capacity whatsoever, literally just a volunteer trying to do charity work for an event that failed at this previously. When I was a part of it. It doesn't sit right with me. I feel the need to try to right that wrong, even if I'm aware it wasn't my fault or any of the fighters. I'm separately bummed. This year's fighters train for this and yada yada yada.
Wait, she even offered to spar with Lena and help with her training at one point.
She would impress me. She'd offer 15,000.
Yeah, I used to watch Funhouse, which she was a part of back in the day. So she's cool.
Anywho, here's what she said. So she's friends with them. So she, like, her saying anything negative is pretty nuts. Since people are asking, I never had anything to do with any facet of the actual event or business side of this. I was absolutely involved in zero discussion about this stuff. Had nothing to do with this decision, and definitely did not have any stake in the company. I don't know where that rumor came from. Well, I know where. Because you sat with Aaron during that video. My involvement was really just trying to raise money for charity, which I'm still doing. I'm tentatively hoping to put together some kind of fighting game, as in an actual boxing or MMA game event in lieu of CC3, that I can still serve to raise money for Stand Up to Cancer. I am not being paid for this in any capacity whatsoever. I'm literally just a volunteer trying to do charity work for an event that failed at this previously when I was a part of it. It doesn't sit right with me. I feel the need to try to right that wrong, even if I'm aware it wasn't the fault of any of the fighters. I am separately bummed that this year's fighters who had to train for this don't even get to have their fights. I cannot imagine how shitty that must feel. Yeah, I think it's important that people know not to give her shit. She's just trying to help. You know, she got fucked over like everyone else.
I just had a thought during that. She said she wants to do some sort of fighting game charity event. This is AB's time to shine. He can finally show off his Smash Brothers skills.
You think she... You want to have a Smash tournament?
Right,
Stand up for cancer? Stand down for cancer.
AB is a very skilled Smash Brothers player.
Is he the champ?
In the inner office champion.
I've never played against AB yet, so.
You still haven't played against him?
No.
I'm better than you, Nate. I'm sorry. That's the one game in my life I'm good at.
You'll probably beat me. I don't play that much.
Very good.
Realistically.
I'm very good.
in the inner office
I've
champion
never
for
played
sure.
against AB.
Man, this Idubz shit. It's just never gonna end. This is what it was here. Yeah, remember when Froggy Fresh got kicked from Creator Clash 2 and Alana tried to shame him for needing money to pay for his training, even though it turns out everybody got training money? This was in response when Ian and Anissa demanded he give back the training money even though it was their decision to kick him. Yeah, fuck that shit. It's about Boogie. Okay, I don't know. Should I take a look at this Boogie stuff? Okay, about this here. They just fucked up. This is more Pegasus. Oh, fuck.
Has called.
That's... Man. Okay. You know what? Let's go for it.
Welcome back to a series so marvelous. Welcome back to a series so marvelous. Even Spider-Man is watching. In today's video, Asmongold has called out Hassan for crying about his PR and being a massive hypocrite. Hassan and his buddies are now sitting together giggling about Asmongold. Idubz might be in even bigger trouble than we initially thought. Deranged Hassan fans are confronting Ethan in real life. Streamer Destiny has tripled down on making fun of dead children. A new character, Dean Withers, has appeared and he's copying the Hassan Goon Squad, attempting to dox and ruin the life of somebody he disagrees with. Subscribe for a box of 20 chicken nuggets, lovely and delicious. Now, quick
Never get
recap,
tired of
if you
seeing
missed
that.
last video, basically Hassan went on stream and started crying about his PR. He was basically crying that, you know, his fellow Twitch streamers and the general public perceive him as this toxic drama frog and have a bad impression of him.
Oh,
By the
gee,
way,
I
that's
wonder
like
why.
the least of your worries, or perceived as a terrorist supporter, which is a bit worse, but okay. So he was discussing ways to fix his PR, while Asmongold has responded.
I feel like the way I'm perceived in this in the sphere of influencers is like dramatically different than the way I'm perceived in the adult politics world.
The adult politics world?
Adult.
Like, what do you mean by that? Also, didn't you get kicked out of the
Because yeah, because you know, the streamer world is for kids. You know, every streamer is like 7 years old, and you know the CNN world is that's for mature, ultra enlightened, ultra smart people. So yeah, of course, makes sense to me.
See? He got kicked out of the DNC, like... Bernie will still not sit down to do a 1-hour interview with you.
Wait, he got
Like,
kicked out of
I
the
don't-
Democrat National Convention?
See? Adult politics world? Like, what do you mean by that? Also, didn't you get kicked out of the DNC? He got kicked out of the DNC, like... Bernie will still not sit down to do a 1-hour interview with you.
Ooh.
Like, I don't know about this, guys.
It almost feels like these are two alternative realities. Now, obviously, for my audience,
Yeah, they are.
like mainstream news is way more important, but it does
Why?
drama that other people are trying to constantly.
For his audience, mainstream news is way more important. Oh, gee. Oh, man. Who could have seen that coming? Mainstream news. Important for the youthful Hassan audience. Mm-hmm.
create around me is fucking annoying, and I gotta.
I'm sure it sucks. I mean, can you imagine what it would be like if you just had people on the internet that would just make stuff up about you with no basis and just fucking put it out there and just say random shit with no evidence? Bro, that would be so annoying.
That's
yeah,
like...
that would suck.
Yeah, that would be really annoying. I wonder if Hassan does it to anybody else. Hassan would obviously know nothing about slander or defamation or spreading lies about people at all. Not like he does it all the time. I mean, lying about Asmongold pretty much constantly, and now he's complaining about his own PR, complaining about people spreading lies about him. For the most part, people are just pointing out things you've actually said and literally showing evidence, showing clips that you've actually been a part of. Now, as been pointed out, the thing about the DNC and Bernie doesn't like him, I feel like at this point he's a joke to even his own political party. And I think everybody is starting to realize that
that is so funny. What was it that he did that got him kicked out of the DNC? He had to have done something super fucking stupid. Like, how do you get kicked out? Like, did you did you bring some like extreme far left fucking flag or some shit, or did you start protesting in the middle of the stage? Like, what the fuck did he do?
qualifies as this extreme outlier, which is pretty much why he will never win this fight. Moving on to Hassan giggling and kicking his feet with his friends talking about Asmongold.
I will not sit down to do a 1-hour interview with you. Like,
wait, what?
What?
Why does he? Oh, because he first said Bernie won't do more than 10 minutes with you. You're not a serious journalist. And I was like, Theo Vaughn did like a 3-hour interview with Bernie. Like, what is that? Does that mean he's a serious journalist? But I was like, oh, but I had actually interviewed Bernie.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
For an extended period of time. I think it was like 45-minute interview before I did the sit down thing with him. So now he's like up the end. He's like, you got to do an hour with Bernie.
Yeah, like, it's like that video when he's like when he's ragging on you in that video of the protest where he's like, oh, I bet Hassan isn't even there because he's a baby.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, Hassan's there. They should arrest him.
Yeah, he's gonna slowly up the ante. An hour and 10 minutes. That's when you know.
Bernie won't live with Hassan.
Dude, how unbelievably cringe. He's like sitting there giggling, kicking his feet, like looking at his.
I wish he would have talked about why he got kicked out of the DNC. That would have been nice. I want to know.
Friends like, oh my god, I look cool, right guys? I totally owned him, right? Dude, I don't know who the other people are, but this guy needs to get off Hassan Schlong. That spot is reserved for Idubz, Dan Clancy, the Hassan Orbit. I mean, there's a lot of people. There's like that spot is like a VIP reservations. It's got like a waiting list of 7. So you gotta wait in line first, you know. Climb your way up through the Schlong ranks. Make sure you get your real powers in the Gluckatron 9000. Make sure you got that Gluck ready real good. Then only Hassan will accept you. After he's done visiting 50 more brothels, of course. Also, the point is that people actually don't like you. That's the whole point with Bernie and the DNC thing, is that he wants to say that people don't seriously consider you as a political commentator anymore. They consider you as this complete idiot who is so extreme that he should not be let into mainstream media. You're basically someone who is not sane enough to be the representation of the left or Democratic Party, right? And
I mean, it doesn't even matter, right? Like if they bring in Hassan to like MSNBC, like what does that even mean? Like who the fuck, like who's gonna get excited about that other than people that are very, very left? Like the kinds of people that watch MSNBC. Like there's a reason why they call it legacy media and why it's on decline. It's because every year that passes, it becomes less and less relevant. So like, who the fuck cares? Oh, Hassan has moved up to the point where like he's on the legacy media now. Oh wow, I guess they couldn't find anybody better.
I feel like the thing with Asmongold talking about the whole protest is that he didn't actually expect you to go down there and actually commit crimes, you know, like blocking a highway, right? Because he thought that, okay, Hassan is crazy, but he doesn't actually stand.
What's his? Okay, so it says art. I can't make it out. I can't make it out. Yeah, it looks so so pixelated. Artist against apartheid. Okay.
Stand up for what he believes in, but he was wrong. Okay, I'll admit that he was wrong. That he underestimated how crazy Hassan actually is, right? And I hope, you know, for your sake, you blocked at least 3 babies from reaching the hospital that day. Then Hassan talks about his stalker accounts, which is basically the Yeet account, who is posting his own public.
Oh yeah, Yeet is a stalker account. The account that covers like pretty much all streamer shit. Is just a specifically Hassan exclusive stalking account.
He knows so much about everything you do because he follows the.
You know, man, Hassan is such a. He does really come off a little bit like, you know, a little vain, a little. I mean, I don't want to say narcissistic, but he's so self-centered. I think that's fair. Hassan comes off as self-centered. when he makes everything always about him.
Hassan stalker accounts, like that clip isn't even interesting, yet he chooses to watch it. Yeah, I don't even understand what's going on here. Like, how did he arrive at this clip? This is like from the first like 5 minutes of my stream. There's not even like fucking 20,000 people in here at that point. Like,
stalker accounts.
Someone literally was just like, I guess, clipping it. Yeah. Yeah, braced.
Oh my god. I love how he says, how did he find this? And then he mentions it's in the first 5 minutes of his stream. How do you contradict yourself? Like, obviously, you just opened your stream, buddy. It's like the very first section. Also, why is he so surprised that he is getting clipped? I mean, you're crying about your PR as a terrorist supporter. That is like the most clippable clip of all time. If I wanted the Hall of Fame for clips, I would clip that clip. You get me? Because it's like the most blatant hypocrisy possible, right? So it would be something your stalker account clips, who is not your stalker, obviously just posting clips from a variety of streamers. Of course, it mainly focuses on Hassan because he's the internet's favorite lol cow. He's probably gonna call me a stalker as well, but you know, I post about everybody. It just happens.
Is he? I don't know. I still think Boogie's got him beat.
That I am currently covering him and he's messing up on a daily basis, right? That's not my fault, all right? The second he stops messing up, I move on to the next person. That's what I do. Okay, so after this, he calls Asmongold smug and says his face is like super smug and he's full of himself.
I love his smug face. Okay, I'm back in.
He hits pause. Yeah, they are unpopular. Like, it's such a
no. But I think like his smug face is awesome. Like, he thinks he's cooking right now. You know what I mean? He is. Yeah, he's just like, yeah.
You know who thinks he's cooking right now? Hassan. He thinks he's cooking all the time. But he's not.
Yeah. Based. There is an alternative reality. It's one where I live in, where everybody loves the fact that I don't take a shower. It's like,
wow. Bravo, Hassan. Bravo. That was so funny. You're such a funny guy. Man. You're cooking. Don't stop.
Bro, you are a biohazard in the real world. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, the next title is Resident Evil.
And he resorts to personal attacks. Like, he doesn't even attack his argument. He just starts, you know, he starts, oh, well, you know, he looks like this, or, oh, wow, he doesn't do that. It's not about what he's saying. It's just like, oh, wow, you know, the Roach King doesn't take a shower. Got you. I win.
Asmongold.
Yeah.
Dude, the fake laughs are absolutely crazy. Like, Hassan has got that shit on lock. He's been practicing that shit in the mirror or something. And not gonna lie, the guy on the side has a very good running in the position on Hassan's schlong. Because honestly, he's given him the entire experience here. He's like, okay, he might not be fully upgraded to the Gluckatron 9000, but he is at a stable clock 6000, of course. So, you know, just a little bit more glazing, and maybe you'll reach to the level of Dan Clancy. Although I hear he's a little bit crazy, so maybe you don't want to mess with that guy, you know? Also, I swear Hassan has only one comeback. I've seen him use this like 500 times. Just anytime he pulls up an Asmongold clip, he's like,
he doesn't take a shower.
Based. Like, he really hates the fact that Asmongold says based. I don't know why. Maybe it's something just triggers him. But honestly,
maybe it's some sort of weird like reinforcing of the Frogan based. Maybe that's what it is.
Really needs to work on his roasting game. I mean, maybe watch like a Pegasus video or two. You got a couple tips, all right? Maybe, just saying. Also, I think in general, people would prefer a basement dweller such as Asmongold to a literal terrorist supporter. I feel like one of the options is a little bit worse, you know?
Yeah, a little bit.
Really got to him. That guy absolutely obliterated him. Holy shit. If you guys missed the previous video, make sure to watch that one.
This one was so good.
Hassan will never be taken seriously because he's stupid and deeply insecure. The only people that like him are people stupider than him. That's okay. let's not pretend that people super than Hassan. All right, that's a very high bar to beat. Moving on to Tectone's response, he basically like paints a picture of this legendary downfall. It's a beautiful monologue, bit of a long clip, but bear with me.
It's like most people just like associate me with like Asmongold and shit.
No, people associate you with being a terrorist supporter. People associate you with the number one thing of being fucking retarded. Genuinely, Hassan. Genuinely. This fame that you have is temporary. Eventually, the walls will close in. This little glass house that you live in will eventually shatter because what you're doing is demonstrably wrong. It is. You are not a good person. You are, in fact, a horrible person. And people associate you with being a scumfuck piece of shit. And that is it. And the only people that watch
his own progressive shtick isn't even real. And he said it himself. Right? Like, he doesn't care about progressive values. He doesn't really care. The only reason he's progressive is because that is the closest thing in the United States. That's as extreme left as you can get while still being taken still being taken seriously. Right? That's it. He can't go past that line. But really, like, if you look at the spectrum, left, right, he's not like here, right, on the left, or here, right? He is like all the way at the end. He's not genuine. He's just playing it up. You know, he's surviving in that little spot at that very edge because he knows that's as far as he can go.
You are the people who are so fucking dumb and they think, well, this guy's left-leaning, which means I have to like him because I'm left-leaning. Yeah, I mean, wow, congratulations on that mega brain take.
Yeah.
Nobody's associating you with Asmongold, right? Unless they're thinking, wow, Asmongold is much better than this guy, and he lives in a fucking dumpster. Doesn't matter how much Gucci and Prada and gold watches and gold necklaces and diamonds that you wear and hair transplants you get and testosterone you inject. It doesn't matter how small your head is. There's a guy who wipes his walls with his own blood because he was too lazy to go to the dentist that is more successful than you, and he's not even trying. And that destroys you, doesn't it?
It is.
Oh
it is
my God.
true.
The absolute obliteration. Dude.
It is fucking true, man. And the whole thing, whenever it became known that Hassan was no longer Twitch's #1 political streamer, like, man, that hit Hassan so fucking hard. And he tries to pretend like, oh, it's not a big deal. But you could see it in the way that he would react to Asmon. And the way that he would point out, like, you know, #1 political streamer, this, and that. It really hurt him. He must have been real proud to be #1.
I swear to God, like, Tectone has this shit prepped or something. Like, he just has a library of, like, Hassan insults in his head at all times, and he's just ready to rip that at any time. He just has everything ready. Like, I swear Hassan spoke for, like, 3 words, and Tectone went on this absolute insane, like, God-level rant.
Tectone's got him on
He has
tap, man.
personal beef with Hassan because Hassan obviously brought up his dad and stuff, so
Yeah.
he's sort of, like, fighting fire with fire there, so I kind of get it.
Content creators live in a totally separate plane of existence than like normal human beings do.
Sure, Hassan, your clique might be detached from reality because you're detached from reality, but there are a lot of content creators who are out there in the fucking mud trying to put their money where their mouth is, who are actually making a legitimate good change in the world rather than bitching and saying, well, you know what, I think Osama bin Laden was based.
Content creators live in a totally separate plane of existence where all they care about is content. So they're
brother says,
and he really does believe that shit. He really does believe, man, like, this is what I'm saying. Like, he's like, oh yeah, I care about, like, you know, progressive politics, and, you know, I care about, like, the American left and, you know, the United States, and I live in, you know, fucking, what is it? He lives in San Francisco, and I love this city and this and that. No, he fucking doesn't. He fucking hates this country. He fucking hates the West. And every time his mask comes off for just a little bit, you can see it. You can fucking see it. But, you know, man, I don't even want to be this harsh. I don't want to be this harsh, but I have to say it. He is a parasite. He is. Because while he hates the US and he hates the West and he loves fucking, you know, all these antagonistic countries, I would say, on the Middle East. Like, you know where he's living? You know where he's spending his money? You know where he's buying his mansions and his Gucci bags and you know his fucking 10 rings, his 10 rings of power that he's always wearing. All of this shit, it's in the US. For as much as he hates this country, he knows this country provides a good life. And so he's just fucking over here talking shit, trying to quote take down capitalism and whatever. And he's just getting fatter and bigger and stronger from what? Capitalism and the United States. He's a parasite. He's a literal cancer. I said it.
You? What the fuck are you even on about? Are you going to act like you're different? Brother, you have a panic attack in real life if you're down 2,000 viewers. When was the last time Hassan did a good deed off stream?
Okay, to be fair, you wouldn't really know about it if it was off stream, but I highly doubt he's doing anything. Like, everything has to be streamed for that guy. But I really do hate this argument that, you know, people are just creating content for the views and no reason else. Like, I feel like, I don't know, maybe because I do it for a little more, you know, obviously it's entertainment, but it's also, you know, entertaining other people. I'm passionate about the whole thing. You know, you're making people's days as well. I don't know what Hassan's doing. Okay, probably radicalizing people and the terrorist supporters.
Oh,
but,
yeah,
you know,
no, Hassan is doing the work, man. He's sowing the seeds of the revolution. He's gonna bring change to the West, man. It's gonna be this huge, beautiful communist society, this whole socialist utopia, you know, and everybody's gonna get along, and except for the capitalist pigs, and you know, obviously the Western pigs who really like capitalism and really liked the status quo pre-socialist utopia.
essentially make fun of stupid people, so that kind of makes people's day. They're like, at least I'm not as much of an idiot as this guy, you know? But yeah, he's definitely like super detached from reality. That's not even a question. Then he talks about how Hassan himself is toxic and it's not any like drama he's getting involved in.
Oh, he's just doing content, but his content is toxic because it invites a lot of like toxic backlash and toxic feedback from other very toxic.
Hassan, you call people rapists off of nothing. You call people pedophiles off of nothing, unprovoked. You told Asmongold he killed his own mother off of nothing. What are we talking, bro? Like, holy fuck, is this Autism Awareness Month? Are you let me Google this. Is it Autism Awareness Month? Brother, that shit was like 2 months ago. Why the fuck are you being this retarded? You're being this retarded for free?
Dude, Hassan is really living in La La Land, bro. I don't know how warped your brain has to be to actually believe in what he says to that extent. Like, it's crazy. Hassan, the type of guy to accuse you of being toxic while simultaneously slandering like 50 people daily,
being
you know,
fucking
promoting
toxic.
terrorism,
Bro, I hate people
waving
like
a
that.
gun around. Like, how is other people the toxic guy? Like, you're the one doing all this shit.
Remember,
Then he talks
he's
about
the good
people
guy.
comparing Hassan and Asmongold.
He's the Crusader Holy Warrior.
Who are
He's the Crusader Holy Warrior who's on the right side of history. That's what you have to keep in mind. He is the good guy.
actually going to pretend that Hassan and Asmongold are the same thing. And I really want you to think about that. I really, really want you to think about that. There are people who actually think they're one and the same, and they're not so different. It's psychotic to me, guys.
Yeah, I mean, they're completely different. I never really got this argument because Asmon is definitely, at least from what I've seen, he's definitely more fair with his criticism. And, you know, you cannot like what he says, obviously.
And he doesn't pull out guns
you're never
on stream,
going to see him
you know,
randomly
to threaten his
slanders,
chatters.
calling people rapists, pedos, mother killers, or whatever,
Yeah.
out of nowhere, right? Without evidence or something, which is something Hassan definitely does. And anyone can see that and respect Asmon way more than someone like Hassan. Also, he's not glazing terrorists. I think that's like the main point there.
Autism weaponized. Engage. I love terrorists. Like, bro, there's no way you see yourself as a victim. Hyper manipulative streamers like Hassan do this quite a lot, where they will state something like it's so obvious, like everybody already knows this. Yes, Hassan, it is very hard for a normal human being to rationalize the fact that you said, I support the Houthis 10 tones down, they deserve a Nobel Peace Prize.
Peace is actually bombing people, guys. Don't you know that? That's what it's all about. That's what we preach. That's what we want the world to come to. Actual, terrorists getting Nobel Peace Prizes. I mean, you gotta be a different level of loony to actually take anything Hassan says seriously.
It's because in Hassan's mind, these people are, they are not terrorists. They are freedom fighters. They're fighting for freedom. They're the little guys. And, technically they are the little guys. But that's all you need for Hassan. It doesn't matter what you do, as long as you're the little guy in one of these countries and you're not part of the West, then yeah, you deserve a Nobel Peace Prize.
At all. I want to bring back hatred and National Socialism while pretending I was against it. How dare my enemies be more historically literate than me? Okay, moving on to some Idubz updates. Dan Saltman tweeted, so Idubz and Anissa are selling their house to pack up for Canada, according to Kino Casino clips.
No way.
They owe $720K on the house from what I can tell, and are trying to sell it for what they paid for. Good luck.
No
After
way.
realtor and selling fees, they might come away with $150K, give or take. Dude, there's just no way, man. Now, do take this with a grain of salt. I don't know how these people have found this out. So I'm just gonna say this is speculation for now, but oh my god, Ethan has actually ruined their life, dude. Also, it appears that Idubz owns the house 100% and Anissa doesn't have any ownership in it, outside from the fact that they are married. Wow, actually something.
Well, yeah, I guess that depends. I guess maybe that's how it is where they live, because like over here, you can't do that. If you're married, the house is half yours and half your spouse. So I don't know. I guess it's different wherever they are.
That Idubz owns himself. He doesn't even own his entire life, bro. This is like the most shocking thing out of this entire situation. By the way, how stupid is this? They're trying to sell it for what they paid for? That is like not realistic at all, is it? Dude, the thing is,
Well, it depends on the
Ethan
housing. It depends on housing prices right now. Depends on how the market is compared to when they bought it.
A penny from them. So I'm not understanding how they are in this bad of a financial situation. Like, I know they completely tanked their event and everything.
Creator
but
Clash was
I
a
thought
disaster.
They, made sure that they got their cut before.
God, she's got so many fucking tattoos, man. Holy shit. And they're not even like, they're not even like super, like, they don't look like they're like super mega expensive, like ultra high detail, like, how would I say this? Like, extremely well done tattoos. They just kind of look like they're just sort of like, okay, kind of random stuff. Is that a mosquito? Does she have a mosquito as a fucking tattoo? What the fuck, dude? And you know what? If she wants to do this, hey, that's okay. She can do whatever she wants. Whatever. But man, I don't know. I just, that wouldn't be me. If I was Anissa, that wouldn't be me. It's just too much crap on the skin, man. Like, I have to imagine, I don't even know. Like, doesn't this like affect like dermatology, right? Like, it must be so much harder for a dermatologist to like check out your fucking skin when it is like literally drawn on. It has graffiti everywhere, Like, I don't know. I don't fucking know.
And stuff. Oh wait, the event actually probably didn't make anything, so yikes. But yeah, I knew like the Hassan orbiters were screwed and everything because of the whole lawsuit and stuff. But Idubz and Anissa going broke too is absolutely crazy. I mean, it seems like they're packing up and leaving the country. Like, oh my god, the ultimate L. That content led to the most insane butterfly effect I could never have anticipated. Ethan is in the distance just laughing maniacally. Or something.
Yeah.
They failed at stealing from charity.
Ethan is fucking farming. Like, dude, he's gone to war and he's winning. I think that we should wait until we see how the result of how the ruling is for the trial, right? Because they have that upcoming trial with like Casey Tron and Denims and Rogan, my favorite, and like, if he wins, and he wins on all of them, it's gonna be the biggest fucking like creator victory probably fucking ever. Right? At least in the YouTube world. Like, holy shit. Ethan is fucking farming.
deserve to lose everything. Ethan should buy no. That is diabolical. So now everybody is just chiming in. We got Boogie2988 offers Idubz advice on how to get through a divorce. Anissa is leaving you. If Idubz wants advice on how to get through his impending divorce, hit me up. Anissa's leaving you. Good luck to all the hookers you'll bang. No way bro is getting insulted by Boogie. When Boogie is dunking on you, it's time to pull a leafy and disappear. Legal Mindset responds, do we need a family law stream for Idubz?
Oh man,
bro.
dude,
When the
bro.
lawyer is memeing on you, you just...
Bro, everybody's fucking farming Idubz, man. Like, dude, what a fall from grace. This dude was at the top of the game, and now look at him. How did this happen? What the fuck?
Oh my god, you're so cooked, man. Idubz will have to hire hookers to F other dudes in front of him to cope with the divorce. Oh yeah, he does enjoy watching. Right, so Idubz has also responded to Ludwig. If you remember, Ludwig actually grew a spine and decided to defend Ethan, said that it wasn't his fault that Creator Clash failed. So basically this person messaged, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to bring up what Lud said, but if not, feel free to delete this message, Ian. How do you feel about it if I'm allowed to ask? Because holy moly, sometimes I think maybe everyone needs the button when they are live. So the button is like something to like censor yourself or whatever. It wasn't that bad, to be honest. It could have been worse. Dude, how pathetic it is that you have to literally ask somebody, oh, am I allowed to ask this question to you, when it's not even like personal or anything like that. This is just like public drama. They literally gotta treat him like this hypersensitive pussy. It's crazy. Anyways, he responded, you're allowed to talk about it. I just choose not to because it's not something I want to occupy my brain with. And
yeah.
Then, like the brain emoji.
His tiny brain.
His absolute giga level brain. It cannot be interrupted with thoughts of pointless drama. Not like you built an entire channel out of it. Not like you did that whole content cop starting this whole drama. It's just crazy that you're so involved in this entire thing, and then the second it completely turns back on you, then you're like, well, you know, it's not something I choose to occupy my limited brain space with. And then they'll bring up one.
He just doesn't want to deal with it.
Argument. So you have one life and you choose to talk about drama. Like,
I mean, I'll be honest with like, you know, the Idubz situation. Like, this dude must be like that can't be easy when the whole internet has turned against you, seemingly turned against you. There's fucking videos being made about you daily, about how you suck, about how you're supposedly a cuck, how Anissa's wearing the pants and she's like, you know, pegging you every night. You know, like it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a high volume of shit, you know, and some people just can't take it. And I can't blame him. That shit fucking sucks. So him saying, I'm not even thinking about it. It's not even on my mind. I don't want to, you know, I'm not even going to process this information. That seems fine to me, man. Honestly, that sounds like a healthy thing to do in this situation. Because let's be real, Idubz is a human being too. And well, he's kind of an idiot and just keeps tumbling and tumbling down. A little bit of a lol cow. Hey man, he's gotta keep his mental health in check. At least for providing us with more content's sake.
Come on, like miss me with that bullshit. And then we just got a picture of Idubz looking more and more lobotomized by the day, by the way. He's so beaten down. Imagine a timeline where he swiped his V card literally anywhere else. Like, dude, that is so unlucky that you happened to meet Anissa, bruh. Divorce very close. Somebody just posted the emoji. This is basically what happened to his brain. It got punched in. As it turns out, there's not much occupying inside his brain. Maybe Hassan Schlong. If I'm allowed to bring up, if I'm allowed to ask, the way these people grovel and put content creators on pedestals is so embarrassing. It's not even just content creators. It's like he probably has this, you know, so-called safe space in his Discord or whatever like platform he has, where he has to curate all the discussion, right? That's the only way these people can ever exist, and that's the only way their ideas are even allowed to grow. Because if there's any bit of discourse, you will instantly realize that these people have no leg to stand on. So the only way they can do it is make sure you police everybody's speech, make sure everybody is saying the right things. Oh, don't mention this person, they might bring
Don't
up
say the
some
no
harmful
words.
things. Meanwhile,
No
the harmful
words,
things are
please.
literally just facts. Anyways, moving on to Ethan Klein getting confronted IRL by supposedly like deranged Hassan fans, I'm guessing. Ethan Klein shouts out a quote-unquote fan after that fan found him in public and asked him his opinion on Palestine. Not a fan, by the way.
All right. Hey, look, we got a question for you.
Sure.
We already know what your answer is.
Yeah, go ahead.
What is your stance on Palestine?
I love it.
You love Palestine?
Yeah.
You went to Israel, though. You support Satan Yahoo.
No, I don't.
Satan Yahoo.
You don't support Satan Yahoo?
No.
Dude, this shit is so awkward, man. Could you imagine you're just like fucking walking to go to the mall or something, or you're at the mall and some fucking random weirdo from the internet shows up and he's all like, "Hey, can you tell me what your thoughts on abortion are?" Who did you vote for in 2024? Have you ever worn a MAGA hat? Did you wear a White Boys for Harris shirt? You know, and it's like, you don't even know what the fuck to say. Like, you have to like think about like the optics of like, is this person, was he a White Boys for Harris person, or is he a MAGA hat person? You know, is this person are they some fucking psycho that's gonna pull out a gun or a knife and like fucking stab you then and there because you said the wrong thing? Like, man, this shit is just fucking, I don't know, man. It's scary. It's fucking scary dealing with like internet weirdos.
Stop it, bro. She was in the IDF.
He voted against him.
You voted against him. What about Ben Gvir? How do you feel about Ben Gvir?
Oh, I think he's insane. Yeah, he's a monster.
You think he's a monster?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've said that. No, that guy sucks. I mean, he's worse than sucks.
All right, cool. So this is the final test, buddy. Get a free Palestine from me.
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine?
Yeah.
From the river to the sea?
Yeah.
My man, I appreciate that. Okay, go. What about you? You were in the IDF. Wait, hold on. You were in the West Bank. You used to go to
Dude.
people's houses.
This is so fucking creepy, dude. What a fucking weirdo. You know, it's like you just walk up to somebody and you tell them, "Hey, can you like fucking say the I don't know. I don't even remember what the fuck the So Trump had "Make America Great Again," right? That was the slogan. And like Harris had, what was Harris's slogan again? I don't even remember. I don't know. But yeah, just like, can you say the right thing? Say the right fucking thing. Say it, you know, say it in camera. Say it right here. Well, I'm here with like whoever fucking else. It's just fucking weird, dude. Like, shut the fuck up. Nobody wants to talk about politics in public, especially sensitive fucking subjects. Nobody wants to be fucking, you know, aggravated and like walked in on and to talk about these inflammatory issues with somebody they don't even fucking know. Sometimes you don't even want to talk to your friends about this shit because it's like, you know, maybe it's not a good idea. I mean, remember back in the day, people used to say, you know, whenever it's like Christmas time and the family's coming over or whatever, there's two topics that you don't talk about: religion and politics, because everybody has their own opinion on each one, right? And so there's bound to be disagreement, and when there's disagreement, it can very quickly escalate to chaos. So this motherfucker isn't even a family member. Like, he's not even like, you know, like a teacher or somebody that you like know. This is some random, potentially unstable weirdo who's fucking walking up to you and asking you for your stance on inflammatory topics while he's recording you. While you and your wife are fucking, maybe, I don't know if his kids are there, but I know they have kids. While you and your wife are fucking trying to go to like, I don't fucking know, the movie theater or something. Like, this is fucked, dude. I don't like this shit.
Houses in the middle of the night?
No.
She's a secretary.
I was a secretary.
You are a secretary. Can we get a free Palestine from you?
Sure, free Palestine.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Dude, how
Yeah.
absolutely
Sure, man. Sure. Yeah. Free Palestine. Leave me the fuck alone.
pathetic is this?
Don't fucking
So
stab me,
These people
fucking
are confronting
psycho.
him IRL, telling him to say things he's already said online. He has literally said that he supports Palestine 1,000,000 times, and these absolute goons still don't understand it. They still don't know his beliefs that he's constantly said because Hassan and his orbiters keep constantly lying about him to the point where people are confronting him IRL, dude. How absolutely pathetic. And then this guy was so surprised as well. He's like, oh my god, wow, they actually said it. I can't believe these evil Israel supporters.
Yeah, and you know that if they wouldn't have said it, he would have gotten even more inflammatory. He would have been angrier. He would have been more aggressive. And then God knows what the fuck he would have done. Like, fuck that shit.
Israel dick riders are saying the word. I totally got them. So Ethan responded, love running into my old friend dating in Money 101. You can't see him in the video, but it was my boy here and another dude. I love running into fans. Right, so I don't know what they wanted to do by saying this stuff, by confronting them. I think it's just really pathetic. I feel like the people online, particularly the Hassan supporters and stuff, they've been harassing and spreading lies about him so much that it has literally distorted the view of people. And the only disagreement they had is that Ethan doesn't support, you know, Hamas terrorists who literally kill civilians and grape people, right? And until Ethan declares his unending support for absolutely everything, all the extremes, even like some of the worst people on earth, they will just never be satisfied. So here's some comments. Anyone who consumes their content knows that their positions on this have remained the same and exactly as they said in this video. Wow, very surprising. This is so silly. You guys are trying to get a gotcha moment, but this has always been their stance. What do you want from them? Learn to see a bit of nuance, folks. It's really not that hard. Remember, being in the IDF is mandatory and you shouldn't hold people to something like that when the punishment is jail. Be kind to others, get to know them before making rash judgments. Oh, absolutely. The person in this video also thought that Ela was some sort of weird, you know, murdering freak or whatever when she was...
Yeah, you know, it's like fucking walking up to like a U.S. soldier and then like fucking blaming him for policy decisions that are made by, you know, people that are way above his pay grade. Like, the fuck, you just a fucking soldier. Like, shut the fuck up. Leave me the fuck alone. Like, don't blame Vietnam veterans for the fucking Vietnam War. Right? Blame fucking everybody starting with Eisenhower, right? Eisenhower and pretty much every president after that until fucking Nixon. Like, that's who you got to blame. And like he said, it's compulsory. You have to go if you're an Israel citizen, you have to enroll in the IDF. It's mandatory. And there's a lot of countries that are like that. I think South Korea is like that. There's several others. You know, that's just how it is over there.
Like a secretary, she had to sign up to mandatory service. Like, let's be honest, if Hassan was born in Israel, he is signing up. All right, he's not gonna be the one guy like, well, actually, I'm going to jail. He doesn't have any goddamn conviction. He would probably be unaware of a lot of things even there.
Yeah, and he would come up with a fucking massive laundry list of excuses why he did it.
Ethan has been against Palestine, has been brainwashed. He's vocal about his support for years before October 7th. Stop listening to Snark, it's embarrassing. Snark, Hassan, all these people just constantly lying about him. It's crazy. Ethan and Ela voted against Netanyahu twice and have been vocal about Palestine for years. They aren't the enemy. And that's the main thing here. Everybody is looking for an enemy, looking for people to actually hate, harass online for no justifiable reason. This is what happens when you only get your information secondhand from
they're so
radicalized. He has no
radicalized.
idea what Ethan's stance is and he still tries to harass him over it. Right, so there's another person being harassed over
that was literally
their
harassment.
nuanced
That's
take
exactly
on
what
the
that was.
Israel-Palestine issue. This person has ContraPoints, and it ties into the whole Ethan situation. Basically, they said, so many leftists feel betrayed because I haven't made a video on Palestine. Do they actually want a video? Will they be happy if I get in the bath and pour milk on a mannequin of Netanyahu? Do I oppose the genocide? Yes. Do I feel angry about it? Yes. I feel a lot of other things. Doom, misery. Leftist pro-Palestine movement quickly decided their primary goal was not merely opposition to the genocide, but opposition to Zionism in general. Zionism is a very broad category. Most Jews are Zionists. Anyone who supports the two-state solution is a Zionist. It was politically infeasible. As usual, leftists has championed a doomed cause, introduced dangerous ambiguities. Dread, the online left has spent the last 20 months distributing hundreds of photos of dead children. Main effect has been to create a population in a constant state of blood-boiling rage. I fear this may be worse than useless. Anti-Semitism and anti-Zionism are not the same, but in practice, the way Israel is perceived seeps out in the attitudes towards Jews in general, especially people like Hassan, bruh. They conflate the two all the time, basically use it as replacements. Even Hassan's Houthi terrorist friend basically uses Jews and Zionists as synonyms. Does that mean Israel should not be criticized as sanctioned? Absolutely not. Bitterness, much of the online left spent all of 2024 focusing on Palestine. The campaign had the following effects. 0 Palestinian lives were saved. But don't worry, Denim's got a GoFundMe. May have contributed to the re-election of Trump. TLDR, I see the situation as bleak, intractable, extremely divisive, and devoid of any element that could be appropriately transformed into political entertainment. That's why I haven't made a video about it. I'm sure other bread tubers have different opinions. Oh, don't worry, I'm sure people like Noah Samson will come out and call you an absolute genocide defending loser or something. Contrapun's doing what no other bread tuber can figure out, being self-aware and acting responsibly based. Yeah, I mean, caring about human lives in general is very hard, guys. Caring about people on both sides and, you know, innocent civilians on both sides, the hardest thing in the world for demonic people online. Anyways, Ethan responded, thank you, ContraPoints. It's important to remind people that there is space to be anti-genocide pro-Palestine, but also against annihilating Israel. Many leftists would rather focus on purity tests and social credits than having a meaningful and realistic conversation about creating a lasting peace. Right, so
and this is what sucks, man, is that people on the left these days, they are so focused on, like you said, these purity tests, and it's like, it's whoever is pure. It's almost like a religion. There's so much shit that they have grabbed from religion that they have implemented into their political views. And it's like, you have to be pure, and you have to be pure, and you have to meet the ever-changing standard. And if you don't, then you're the devil itself, and you're fucking ostracized, you're kicked out, you know, you can be canceled, all this and that. It's just, it's undoing them. They should stop it, because it's not helping. It's not helping anybody but the opposition.
Lisa's mad at her, obviously. She wants to get involved as usual. She reposts a tweet calling out the statement. Interesting how the left are two unreasonable people, never seem to center the thoughts, feelings, or opinions of actual Palestinians themselves. It's not the left that was sharing images of dead children. It was Gazans desperate for someone to witness them. Nisa doesn't have enough brain cells left to give an actual take. And if you replace Gazans with Ukrainians, they'll roll their eyes. Unserious middle-class losers. Well, don't worry, they're going to comfortably live in a house in Canada now after losing about $1 million on their current house. Oh my god, what is this picture? We got Sam Cedar looking absolutely pucked by Hassan, looking straight at him. Ethan responded, Sam Cedar has lost the last shred of dignity he had. It's not that he had Hassan on, it's this pathetic photo of him fawning over him. Bro, you're 58 years old, man. You look pathetic. No one cares about your opinion, Ethan. You're just a conservative now. Yes, yes, of course. Ethan, the
there it is.
Lefty
there's the purity test. So you can see how Ethan has failed the purity test. Even though he's a social democrat, he's not left enough for these people. He's not, because he doesn't hate Israel, because he doesn't want to kill all the Jews. It's this kind of shit. It just leads to infighting.
A conservative, MAGA, right-wing Trump grifter, of course.
Clearly.
How are these people real, honestly? Like, it's crazy. You just can't disagree on a single point ever. Otherwise, you're branded as this, like, extreme right-wing conservative or something, bruh. Now, moving
That's
on
how it
to
is.
Destiny.
You're either with them or
Destiny
against
got
them.
confronted on the Piers Morgan show for his tweet making fun of dead kids, and he responded.
Question, Destiny. Destiny, I want to ask you a question. So I heard God killed those kids because they were using NordVPN, promo code Destiny, to get around the Texas porn ban. On reflection, do you think that was grotesquely tasteless thing?
What? I heard God killed those kids because they were using NordVPN, promo code Destiny, to get around the Texas porn ban. Does he say this shit about the kids in Gaza? Something tells me he doesn't.
Ban. On reflection, do you think that was grotesquely tasteless thing to be posting?
Absolutely not. The hand wringing, the hand wringing here. Oh my God! Stop. There are. If you want to talk about dead children, then you should talk about the residents of Kerr County who rejected using ARPA funds to build the very siren system that Ted Cruz was over here virtue signaling about. Now that the kids are dead, last I checked, the siren system isn't bringing anybody back to life. Okay, the very same system that they could have built for the better part of the last decade, they didn't want to touch those ARPA funds because they thought that if they did, Biden would go and steal their homes.
I feel like Destiny keeps saying unhinged shit to go viral and to be invited to all these shows. I mean, it's good rage bait, I guess. It's a good strategy. But yeah, man,
I guess it's working.
I guess just stop making fun of dead kids, dude. I mean, I don't know how terminally online you gotta be. I know Destiny's like a prime contender for that one. But yeah, he goes on this long rant, like finding justifications for it. Well, actually, X person did this person did that. Yes, okay, whatever. We condemn everything. I'm just saying it's a little tasteless to be, you know, and make fun of dead kids. It's not really hard to not do. Now, Asmund also responded, basically some quick context. Destiny was saying like, oh, how can people pretend to care about dead kids when they voted in, I guess, the wrong candidate or the wrong bill or did the wrong policy? Basically, the people didn't do what he wanted them to do, so he's allowed to make fun of dead kids. That's
it's like it's exactly what it is.
His logic. If only you did what I said, you know.
It's just he's just throwing a tantrum.
Obviously predict the once-in-a-century flood, you know, and I could have stopped all of this, but you didn't listen. Therefore, I get to make fun of dead kids. Really sound logic here.
At the same point, the fault still lies with the legislators, the voting population, and the congressmen that make this happen. It at no point in time has anything to do with the kids. The kids didn't do anything wrong. That's the difference. It's the same as like when the LA fires happened. Everybody made jokes about the LA fires being, you know, California, you know, the government being retarded. But I don't think that there were a lot of people making jokes and talking about how the California fires, it's good that they're burning them because they're liberals. And I think that the people that were doing that were viewed as assholes then too.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so that was basically another one of Destiny's justifications. Well, you know, X person made fun of X situation. Therefore I can do it. Literal fifth grader logic. Like, no, but
just like Hassan.
He did it. Why can't I do it? It's like
it's weird how they don't get along.
Down is crazy. Like,
you think they would get along
is it
more?
To have basic human decency? You can criticize the policies and the people, and even call out the hypocrisy. Just, you know, why make fun of the kids and the families affected? It's like, it's just kind of cruel, no? But I feel like he doesn't give a shit.
And you know what?
Like
NordVPN, like,
presence, you know?
NordVPN might not want to be associated with that. I mean, if it's true that NordVPN has a sponsorship with Destiny, which honestly, it probably isn't true. I don't know. But that tweet, hey, get NordVPN, you know, like, cause like the kids are like getting NordVPN to escape the porn, but like, you know, I'm sure that's not something that NordVPN is stoked about.
And I do enjoy when he shits on his son, like this clip.
First of all, what difference does it fucking make for me if he's a billionaire or not? There are plenty of people who are...
Okay, Hassan's dad is a billionaire, 100%.
...are related to incredibly wealthy individuals.
Related to?
Yeah.
Wow. What is that euphemism? Related to? Oh, that guy? Yeah, I'm related to him. Oh, what do you mean by related to him?
That's his second cousin.
Well, at least we can agree on the Hassan hate. Alrighty, moving on to Dean Withers. Basically, he's like this progressive TikToker who like debates people. I guess Diet Destiny, Diet Hassan. And basically, he was debating someone, and he got so mad that he wanted to call CPS on this guy's kids. It really seems like these people learned exactly from the Hassan versus Ethan situation.
Wow, this is becoming a common tactic.
CPS on his kids, and he's like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Why is everyone doing this cringe shit? It's like the new swatting or something. Dean Withers orders his fan base to dox a father and report him to CPS for saying the children aren't able to consent.
Once again, we covered Dean Withers. Dean is, well, actually was the biggest progressive TikToker. A couple days ago, we talked about his anxiety pen meltdown.
It's an anxiety pen. I'm sorry that I have anxiety. Get the fuck out!
out.
You answer my question. Do you think that you have the right to consent to 65-year-old men looking at your son while he's naked?
I wouldn't allow it.
Do you think
That's
that
my
you have the
responsibility as a
right?
father.
Do you think that you have the right to allow it? Do you think if you did allow it, that you would be violating the consent of your child?
They have no choice in the matter whatsoever. It's my decision as the parent, and I wouldn't put my kid in that situation. That's why I think pageants are.
Oh my God! Look at his fucking face. He's like, oh. He's just like soy boy facing so hard.
Whatsoever.
Did allow it, that you would be violating.
Bro, I
the
could watch
consent
this
of
shit
your
in
child?
slow motion.
They have no choice in the matter whatsoever. It's my decision as the parent, and I wouldn't put my kid in that situation. That's why I think pageants are weird in the first place. I would never.
So here's what we're gonna do.
So he realizes he's soy boying so hard that he has to cover his mouth. You know, like he's like, oh no, I can't. No, you can't see me like that. Don't make the association.
That you don't deserve to have any custodial rights over your child. So
Imagine being like a parent with like a job and some random TikTok kid just decides this based off of a conversation.
And especially because the father said the opposite of what Dean thought.
So you said that you think that parents have every right to exploit and traffic their children. So
No,
what
That's not what I said.
So I'm not going to debate it with you. That is what you said. For those watching, their handle is
nope.
It's going to be their handle. If there happens to be anybody in here, good. It has like facial recognition software.
Oh my God.
Okay, what's your name? So I want to find who you are, so I could call CPS and have them take your child away from you. Feel free to like take his profile
Yeah, well,
picture.
you
can
know,
save his profile
you're on camera, you know, and this is being recorded, and this can actually, if he does do it, this is actually an abuse of the government, right? Of like fucking CPS to be calling somebody, you know, calling CPS on somebody who's fucking done nothing wrong. Like like he should be charged for this shit. I don't know what the penalties are, but I'm pretty sure there are some for like fake calls like that. That, or he should, like, I don't know, like, does he have some sort of learning disability? Is he like half retarded? Is he maybe he should find another job?
picture, run it through some like reverse image search. Maybe it will link back to like a Facebook where you could find
Dude,
his
what
name.
the
Feel free to
fuck?
take that information and report it to
What an
authorities in his
idiot.
area. Maybe his like his local CPS.
Oh my god. So you're telling
He
me
just
the
keeps
guy
going.
literally said, I wouldn't put my kid in this situation. And then this guy just ignored it and is like, well, we need to take your kids away. Like, do you purposely tune out information you don't want to hear just because you want to get triggered? Like,
Yeah.
how much estrogen is this guy on? It's crazy. He's like looking for a reason to get
Maximum soy
extremely
boy.
emotional. It's just disgusting the kind of people that are out there online with an audience these days. I've been telling you all this time, politics rots your brain. Like, it's supposed to be a debate. Why don't you beat him with your
True.
arguments rather than going
I
after
would
them
know.
IRL? Like, how do you get so pissy that you want your chat to go look up this guy, dox this guy, find his face, take his kids away? Smartest Hassan fan here.
I'll go ahead and leave him on the live for around another 20 or 30 seconds here before we kick
So
him,
everybody
just
can
you guys-
screenshot his
Anybody
face?
that's interested in trying to do
So you
this,
can dox
What
him
an
and call
asshole.
CPS.
profile picture.
What a
This
piece
is
of shit.
something that I think that you probably should get in trouble for.
Yeah,
If you
that's what
are
I'm saying.
making a call to weaponize a government agency that is meant to protect battered, beaten, abused, and molested children, and you want to weaponize that, you really need to take a vacation from public life. And what's so insane about it is that these people are so cavalier about this that they just go out and they say this shit in front of everybody. He
Yeah,
made a
on camera,
response video.
right
He
there,
said the
fucking
situation was
recorded.
just a prank.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know about that.
This
Yeah,
is
he was
now
only
gonna
pretending to
impact
be
my
retarded.
life. If I ever stop doing what I'm doing right now, I want to go get another job or something. My employer looks up, sees that I doxed an innocent father and I'm a pedophile and that I just was making a joke. Dude, like this shit will like f me for life.
Oh my god, there's no way he's playing victim. The amount of cry bullying is crazy. It's perfectly fine that you get to completely screw over that other dude's life. You know, you want to dox him, get his
he's
kids taken
fucking
away
doing this
from
on
him, right?
purpose.
Ruin his life.
He-
and
he's
then you're
just- the only
slandering
reason
him
this
in
is
front of,
happening.
you know, your entire audience there. And then when the internet turns on you for being an unhinged lunatic, you're like, oh, this can actually affect me, guys.
Yeah, he's doing this because he knows he can get away with it. And now that people are holding him accountable on the internet, all of a sudden he's like, "Oh no, actually it wasn't like that. No, I actually
make
no."
this shit up, bro. You should absolutely be banned for this. Maybe
He should.
even get like a fine or a prison sentence.
I don't think
'cause
TikTok,
this is
like,
criminal
bans for
shit.
this stuff,
You're
though.
weaponizing government agencies
Yeah.
for the wrong reason. Absolutely insane stuff. This child is basically the embodiment of Reddit. That's an easy lawsuit against him. Hope he gets sued into oblivion. Child has never been disciplined in his life. His parents should be ashamed of themselves. This kid has never been punched in the face. Performative gasping is so cringe. I guess he forgot to take his anxiety vape that day. Now click this video or Hassan is your next roommate. You gotta go to the Diddy parties. All right, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
That was a pretty good video. Yeah, that was crazy. The guy who sniped Ethan IRL was the final boss of unemployment. Imagine going to your friend's house to hang out, and he spends 2 hours complaining about an internet celebrity and forces you to watch his content the entire time. That sounds like him. The irony of Hassan saying people are disconnected from reality when he grew up with a golden spoon in his mouth. This is exactly what I'm saying. It's the you know, he's living in San Francisco. Pretty sure it's San Francisco, California, one of the most expensive fucking cities. He has a fucking mansion, and he's of course a socialist, a full-blown socialist. He is, you know, he loves communism, and you know, he wants to seize the means of production and fucking redistribute the wealth. Like, shut the fuck up. No, you don't. I mean, you know what? Maybe he does. But I think he goes one step further. I think he's just kind of a narcissist. That's what I'm starting to think. I think he's just really self-centered. I think saying Ethan killed her career is really unfair to you. To Yoko Ono. She worked really hard for that. Unemployment rates have skyrocketed since the start of this series. You were in the IDF, and yeah, it's mandatory. Exactly. It's just dumb. Yeah, Turkey has mandatory military service, which is, I mean, supposedly Hassan is Turkish. I don't know when he came to the United States. He seems to speak very good, you know, English. Do they speak English in Turkey? I don't know. He fled the country rather than serving. Fortunately for the series, Hassan has dual citizenship due to being a settler baby. Well, there you have it. And I do think that this is true. It's like 100% Anissa's husband is going to be dumped before 2026. I don't know that it's going to be before 2026, but I don't think they're going to make it to 2030. That's my call there. I don't think that Anissa and Idubz, Ian are going to make it to 2030. I think there's like pretty much, like, I think that's like pretty much like 99% chance of that happening. There is no way Anissa stays with his broke ass now that she took everything from him. She'll just latch to another dude and repeat the process. I mean, she's on the record, right, for saying that her mother told her that the way to live life is to marry somebody who's Muslim, and two, somebody who's a rich Muslim, right? And she said that, well, I only got 1 out of 2 there, but I feel pretty good about that. So there it is. She got her sugar daddy, and the moment the sugar stops, you know where she's gonna go. I still think it's so funny that Boogie just fucking ripped them a new one over that, over the potential divorce. It's done. It's over. Their finished career over. They're done. It's over. This time for real. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah. Joni Somali, that film. Huh? Let me see. Was there some, I feel like there's something like let me see, something video game related. Yeah, let's watch this. I wanted to see something video game related, you know. So okay, yeah, started muted.
Originally, this was a measure.
Okay, so this is this the Pirate Software video game that he stopped working on or
Before
whatever?
I dive into what this video is, let me tell you what it was going to be and what it became.
Oh my God, he
Originally,
sounds
this
so
was a
bored.
measured look at an indie game by a, at least currently, controversial content creator. A deep
Yeah.
dive into whether the game stands on its own merits or is just an excuse to bolster dev streams. My thoughts amounted to something like, the pixel art is decent and sometimes even the humor lands, but Heartbound often assumes we care more than we actually do, showing us flashbacks and characters so cryptic we'll have no idea whether they're implemented well until the final release. Again, that's what I was shaping up to say.
There's
All
not
that
gonna be a
changed
final
when
release.
I did one area that seemed almost engineered to make you dislike this entire game. Actually, I'll go further. This level seems engineered to make you hate game preservation, because if that means preserving all games, it would include immortalizing this terrible,
game,
terrible
yeah.
segment. I do not wish anything bad on Pirate Software or the people who like his videos. If you're watching this and you enjoy Pirate's content, great. I hope you're not in the EU, but great. But I cannot in good faith say I enjoyed this demo.
True.
Though I do not envy the act Heartbound has to follow. It's clearly an Undertale-inspired game, down to even the sound effects.
Yeah, hasn't it been in development for like 7 fucking years?
So of course it's going to be compared to not just Undertale, but games like Omori, Deltarune, and One Shot. Games that have become so celebrated for their ability to tug at the heartstrings, any newcomer to the space should rightfully feel intimidated. Before we talk
Yeah.
about the infamous part that changed my mind, I
I
guess
don't know.
I should briefly
I
talk
don't know what
about
that
the
game
other
is.
parts of the game.
One
About
Shot?
the
I never heard of it.
heartstrings, and One Shot.
Surprisingly.
Games that have become so celebrated for
Yeah,
their
I don't-
ability to tug at
I
the
don't know about this
heartstrings,
game.
any newcomer to the space should rightfully feel intimidated.
Wonder
Before
when
we
that came
talk
out.
about the infamous part that changed my mind, I guess I should briefly talk about the other parts of the game, so you get an idea of just how much of a dip in quality it was, at least in my opinion. The mistakes start right at the beginning. We open with main character Lore, who seems like he was ripped straight out of a Friday Night Funkin' mod. Amidst a thunderstorm, he converses with his dog Baron and agrees to give him food late at night. Immediately, Baron gives off positive, upbeat vibes, a good foil to Lore's laid-back demeanor. Lore's dad yells at him to take the garbage out, and just to see what would happen, I put it in Baron's bowl. To the game's credit, I still feel bad about this. The sprite art isn't going to wow you, I don't think, but the character portraits in particular are expressive, detailed, and give us a more personal glimpse into the cast than most games like this would allow. Fun fact, the color scheme for this game is readable in all forms of color blindness, so no one is safe. Now you might be thinking, you said the mistakes start off right at the beginning. What were you talking about specifically? Well, the length. Because shortly after this, Baron disappears, and that's the hook for the rest of the adventure. Immediately we have
Oh.
some problems. The impact of losing your dog falls on deaf ears when we spend but a couple minutes with him before he's stolen.
Yeah, I hate it
I'm
when,
just
like, stories
spitballing
do
here, but
this.
can you imagine if maybe the first 30 minutes of the game were spent with your dog, letting you build that relationship up before it was taken away from you?
Yeah.
Despite how much I'll lambast Heartbound in this video, the writing is competent enough to make such a segment not boring. I'll even admit I laughed aloud at several parts of the game, though. Most of the time that was from the surreal facial expressions, not the writing. Spending more time with Baron at the beginning is not the objective solution to Heartbound's opening being good, but I do think it would have helped, as there's no substitute for just spending time with a character. Shortly
Yeah.
after Baron disappears, we solve some basic
You
log
can have
puzzles.
really basic scenes. You know, like you look at like the movie Up. A lot of people really like the interactions at the beginning of the movie where it shows basically the older gentleman character when he was younger and how he met his wife, and you know how it's just like flashbacks that happen really fast, and then eventually it shows kind of like the climax situation where you know that they want to have a child but they can't because you know I don't know, one of them is sterile, right? And that's basically the best part of the movie, and it happens so fast, so it can be done. It makes you feel, right? You don't have to have all this time with a character to be able to feel something or get attached to them. It just has to be done well.
and end up fighting this thing. I guess this is as good a time as any to discuss how the combat feels in this game. It doesn't. This is one of the only 2 identical fights you will have in the entire demo. Yes, you heard that correctly. Almost all of your time in Heartbound is spent talking to NPCs, playing dull minigames, or doing what amounts to chores. As for the few battles that are actually there, it plays like a really stiff Punch-Out, at least sometimes. Don't expect the freedom of movement you'd have in Deltarune, where you're regardless of what's going on. You can move to dodge projectiles. What you're capable of doing in Heartbound depends entirely on what attack your enemy is dealing, which is a neat idea.
Yeah,
and
it's
while
a cool
none of the
idea.
ones shown were particularly compelling, I could maybe see some banger minigames making their way into the final product. I do not think every game like this needs combat, but I can't count the amount of times it felt like battles could supplement what was going on. If you aren't going to add something in its place, its absence will be felt.
It's
As
just a
it
walking
stands,
simulator, man.
Heartbound feels like an RPG that retroactively had its battles removed, though I guess I'm thankful I didn't need to juggle random encounters in the tower section with everything else, so that's a blessing, and believe me, we'll get to that part. I'm not sure if what's present in the demo will be updated to include battles in the full release, or if we'll just see more areas we haven't visited, but currently, it's sparse. Sometime after this, the demo lets us choose between 2 different areas. I go with the Autumn one. You're given a whirlwind tour of Animus, a town populated by anthropomorphic animals.
Oh,
Some are
God.
funny, some are
Furry
bashful,
shit.
some are flirtatious, and some even grow on you. If anything, Animus was the part of the game that bolstered my hopes, making me believe that Pirate's vision of a unique RPG that breaks convention actually had some legs. And I appreciate the Austin Powers reference.
That really hurt. Who throws a shoe? Honestly.
Tonally, it unsurprisingly has a lot of overlap with Undertale.
Remember when George
There's an
Bush
ominous
got a
through line that
shoe
connects
thrown at him
everything, but is
in one of those
easily
press
forgotten when you
conferences
talk to
in,
the
like,
upbeat
Iraq or something?
characters. Though the Animus section is not
Classic.
without its flaws, as we get more nothing burger cryptic messaging. As I stated earlier, we don't know how much of the seeds being planted here are actually good until we see the full story, but there's nothing compelling enough on its own here to make us want to know more. If we knew more about Lore himself, I think that'd have gone a long way in making me want to know the answers to these mysteries the game so liberally throws at us. I had some goodwill.
So is he supposed to
that
be
some of them
evil or
would
something? Is
be
that
good.
why this
The
piece of
game
art
so
exists?
I think that
or
if
is this like, yeah, he looks kind of like shadowy. He's got like this weird smirk. His teeth are rather pointy, which usually signals that it's some sort of antagonist or something. You know, or is this like a Dark Link type thing where it's like a evil clone of you or something?
Gone a long way in making me want to know the answers to these mysteries the game so liberally throws at us.
I
had
guess
some
we'll never know.
goodwill that some of them would be good. After all, we're only seeing a small slice of the game. Any goodwill I had for Heartbound died in the tower. Okay, that's an exaggeration, but it was really bad. Jesus Christ, where do I even begin? For one, I'm devastated at how devoid of fun this area is, especially given how cool everything looks. Red, black, and white as a color scheme has made many games beautiful, but you'll grow to loathe it here because the amount of backtracking is enough to make
That
the
was a pretty
1,000
picture.
games beautiful.
Is this from is this from Amori?
But you'll grow to
I don't
loathe
know.
it here because the amount of backtracking is enough to make the 1,000-year door wince. I would rather play through the hump-free part of Omori 4
1,000-Year-Old
times
Door
back to
was
back with a
fucking
dance
awesome. I love
pad
that game.
than so much as hear a soundbite of the song that plays in this level. Almost all of your time is spent combing over office cubicles, pixel hunting for golden objects, or talking to spread out NPCs to progress the plot. The criteria for advancement isn't exactly spelled out, so on multiple occasions you might have to walk all the way to the
I feel like when they do this and they do all this backtracking stuff, what they're doing is essentially they make a level and then they just want to pad out the gameplay time. So they make you kind of reuse the level by going back and forth from different areas, retraversing, or traversing through areas you've already traversed. But now you can unlock this and now you can unlock that. Now, obviously there's games that do this where it's super good, like, Super Metroid, Castlevania Symphony of the Night and all these other type of games. But when it's done wrong, it sucks. It fucking sucks.
opposite sides of the floor
Like
again
this
and
game.
again just to figure out what to do. And lore isn't exactly fast. There are mini games here and they are not great, though I suppose that's kind of the point as they do express the mundanity of a day job well enough. Some of the dialogue is neat. The faceless, as they're called, have the occasional witty thing to say when interacted with, and for fleeting moments, they made me forget how much I hated
So why
this
are
place.
you in this
The
cubicle
final
world?
part of Heartbound's office section has you confronting your mom, and this moment had zero tension for me. There is absolutely no build up to this scene aside one brief flashback seconds before the encounter. I do not know who this woman is, I have no reason to fear her, and while I would inhale her like flowers, lore hasn't given us a reason to care about her. She seems to be the source of a lot of lore's angst if the flashbacks are to be believed. I like the idea of the dad wishing he did more to help his son in these situations. There's a lot they could potentially do there, I guess. Often this demo feels like the last third of a full game, expecting us to be invested in things it hasn't even shown us. I get it, it's not the whole game. It has to set some stuff up. Perhaps much of the criticism in this video will be obsolete when, if, the game releases.
It's
but
never
I can only
coming
go
out,
off
dude.
what I see. There are so many moments in this game where lore resorts to a mental fetal position, saying stuff like, no, this can't be real, this can't be happening. Like, why? Like, what if an Omori demo released that was just 4 different scenes of Basil crying? Like, why would I care if we didn't introduce him properly first? Showing grief doesn't automatically make the audience feel that. Lots of people have wondered if the entire development of this game is just a poor excuse to facilitate videos by documenting its development. Do I think that's true? I don't think it started out that way. I think
Yeah.
this began as a legitimate passion project, and to a lesser extent today, I think it still is.
He
It's
just kinda
that
burned out.
Over the years, as streaming became a much easier and more reliable revenue source for Thor, he probably just eased up on development. I think he
Mhm.
overplays how much he's working on it these days. The progress is glacial. It's been in development for almost a decade now. But still,
Jesus.
it's a project close to his heart,
And
and
I
I
bet
wish
you-
him the best of luck, even if
I bet
think
you in 2028, in the 10-year anniversary, I bet you it still won't be out. And if it is out, it's one of those half-ass kind of like, oh, we're just gonna throw it out there, and we know it's not actually fully complete. You're just throwing it out there, and like, I don't know, this is what you get.
think his take on video game legislation is ignorant. The toilet paper Thor wipes with has more success than I do. But on the insanely small chance Thor is watching this, I'd tell him it's fine to take inspiration from things you love, but when it's too overt, you invite very direct comparisons, and you're not going to beat Undertale being Undertale. Be yourself instead, and develop
Definitely not
those
at this point.
characters more. Subscribe if you hate, love, or are indifferent about pirate software. I'll be covering Chapter 4 of Deltarune soon. I'll see you there.
Oh, so this guy's a big this guy's a big Undertale / that sort of Omori style indie game fan, I guess. Those games are cool, but like I'm not like super ultra into them. I still haven't beaten what's it called? Undertale. I start playing the game and then I just kind of stop. But I can see that it's a good game. All right, I think that's the last react for today. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for Saw Duomo 111 for following the channel. And I will catch you all. I decided I'm not gonna be here tomorrow. And I will see you all on Monday. So I mean, maybe I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna be here tomorrow. So I'm just gonna say I'm not gonna be here tomorrow. I'll see you all on Monday. Thanks for watching the stream, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.